So, MMA is a sport with a lot of crazy personalities and characters, and because I made a video ranking all of the current UFC champions based on how entertaining their fighting style is, I've decided to make a video ranking all of the current UFC champions based on how entertaining they are outside of the octagon. Now at number 8, we have Alexander Pantoja, and I'm sorry Pantoja, but you're just a boring dude. We don't see much trash talk from this guy during press conferences, and there aren't really that many interesting things about him outside of the cage. The most entertaining thing was that he and O'Malley had Twitter beef, and O'Malley released a video of like an 18-year-old O'Malley dropping Pantoja in sparring. It also doesn't help that no one really cares about flyweight. And I know it's looking dark right now, but it's up to you, Manel Cap, to become champion and save this division. Now, number 7, I have Sean O'Malley, and I think this guy probably has the most entertaining fighting style in the UFC, but he just has a very boring and dull personality. He's also very quiet during press conferences, and when he does open his mouth, his trash talk is pretty mid. But besides that, he does have a podcast, which is somewhat interesting, so I'll give him points for that. And he also used to have beef with MMA Guru, which was pretty funny. And he also makes fun of Merab a lot, and posts videos where he has a little doll which is supposed to resemble Merab, which is pretty funny and very appreciated because Merab is horrible. But besides those things, there isn't really much else about him in my opinion, so sorry to all the O'Malley fanboys, but he's going this low on the list. Now number 6, I have Islam Makhachev. Very skilled fighter and also pretty entertaining. I like that one time when DC said that Dustin had a black belt and Makhachev was like, "Black belt, who give him? We have to check this, brother." It was also pretty funny when an interviewer asked him if he could beat the kangaroo in a fight, and he went, "Kangaroo have good striking, but no one checked the grappling, brother." And unlike Khabib, he actually does trash talk his opponents at press conferences, which is very appreciated. And unlike Khabib, it also seems like he has plans to move up to welterweight, which is very exciting in my opinion. But these plans did get delayed due to Belal becoming champion. But anyways, at number 5 I have Alex Pereira, and this guy has some crazy aura overall. The guy doesn't even speak English, but he's still very much a fan favorite, due to his fighting style but also due to his personality. He posted a lot of videos making fun of Adesanya leading up to their fight, and he's also pretty active on social media. He puts out vlogs, sparring videos and stuff like that. And he also meets up with other UFC fighters like Sean Strickland, which leads to them putting out even more. I also like how he was willing to move up in weight classes and not immediately like Conor did. Because when a champion moves up a weight class, it's basically no risk but a big reward. If they lose, they still get to keep their belt, and if they win, they're now a double champ. Pereira won, then lost against Adesanya, and since Adesanya didn't want the rematch, obviously because he knew he would lose, Pereira decided to move up, and Pereira has now defended the belt 2 times, and he's just now considering maybe moving up to heavyweight. And the idea of Pereira at heavyweight is very entertaining to me, although I think he would probably lose to Tom Aspinall pretty quickly. But anyways, at number 4, I have Belal Muhammad. And people might be like, how can you put this guy here? He's super boring. And I actually agree. He's so boring. It's actually hilarious. And as a community, we know this. That's why we're constantly making fun of the guy all of the time. I saw a video of a guy asking Belal if he thought he could win a street fight by decision. And Belal was low-key pissed off at that. So it's not really his intention to be boring. It's just how he comes off. And he's so boring and unlikable that I just think it's hilarious. So hats off to you, Belal. I'm putting you up here for the first time in the history of my YouTube channel. Now, number 3, I have Ilia Topuria, and I don't think people give him enough credit for this, but he did embrace the bad guy role in his fight against Volk. I think he put champion in his Instagram bio or something like that. He also dismissed Volk's achievements, called him old, and he was acting like the Volk fight was gonna be easy, which was of course very hard to believe at the time, because Volk was arguably the best fighter the featherweight division had ever seen, and that made it so the fans, including Volk, didn't take him seriously. I mean, Volk showed up to the press conference in an old man outfit. When has he ever done that? And if Ilia would have lost that fight, people would have clowned him so hard on social media. So he took a pretty big risk in order to promote this fight, and he certainly made the build-up a lot more entertaining. He also has beef with Pimlet. They even got into a little scuffle once, where Pimlet threw a hand sanitizer bottle at him, which was pretty funny. But the only critique I have for him is that he's just basically trying to do what McGregor did. But I still think it makes him a lot more entertaining than if he wouldn't do it. Now, at number 2, I have John Jones for obvious reasons. First of all, he had his rivalry with DC where there was a lot of trash talk and bad blood, which definitely helped promote that fight and made the build up very entertaining. Now I know he's ducking Aspinall, which is very sore, but the thing that makes Jones entertaining is that there is always a lot of things happening in his life, if you know what I mean. And obviously, I don't mean to make light of serious situations, but let's just say he's more active outside of the cage than he is inside of the cage. My point is, there's always some crazy headlines about this dude, from testing positive to being exposed by the MMA guru. I think it's actually hilarious how some dude on the internet managed to change the whole perception of Jon Jones, from being viewed as the GOAT to being viewed as something else. Now, number one, I had the African champion himself, DDP. Now the reason I put DDP up here is because DDP has some next level trash talk. He made his opponent cry 2 times in a row. His last press conference was also pretty funny too. When a reporter mentioned someone being an underdog, DDP was like, "Hold on, no one said anything about dogs," or something like that. And he also said, "Are you gonna take your servants with you?" Obviously referring to Adesanya's childhood. And he definitely watched the MMA guru video. Speaking about the guru, we can also talk about his relationship with him. He has some really cool interviews with him, but he also made some pretty funny comments about him, talking about he was tall and jacked and stuff like that. Now he also has an interesting relationship with his coach, but we're not gonna get all into that right now. That's it for today. Check out my last video where I ranked every champion based on how entertaining their fighting style is. But anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you agree with my rankings or not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.